You guys, this place is monstrous. I am a trucker, but more importantly, I am a comic fan. Hey guys, Truckin' Nerd here, and welcome to the second episode of Comic Stops. Today we are in Denver, Colorado, and we are visiting what is renowned as the world's biggest comic shop. So let's take a ride and see what we see. All of these creators signed this. Holy crap, guys. Green Lantern #1. If you want it, it's $29,000.
Money! Hey, where are you going, beautiful?
Rest in peace. What a great guy.
You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
Any Mad TV fans out there? I miss that show. I wish they'd bring it back.
Look what I can do!
The X-Files will always have a soft spot in my heart. My dad used to watch it all the time when I was a kid.
Isn't that right, Honey Bunch?
That's right, poopy hen.
Alright guys, so I just want to preface this interview before, I actually show it. But I remember in the intro video, I explained to you guys what the questions would be that I would interview, either the owner, employer, whoever. And one of the questions was, what are you reading right now? I forgot to ask David what he was reading. I did ask him off screen, and he told me he wasn't reading anything right now. But the last thing he read is what is actually the giveaway for this video.
This shop has been around for 10 years.
Okay.
We've been in business for 51.
Wow.
We've had a total of 40 more stores that we've had to open and close over the years.
Okay.
For various reasons.
Right.
But yeah. He just loved comics.
Yeah.
And he always wanted to sell them, and started in his parents' basement and went from there.
Wow. Yeah, someone else actually, I talked to someone on the phone, and they said that the owner's a little bit of a hoarder, so it kind of works out for you guys.
Yeah.
I am too, actually. So
You'll see that. Mostly, I was at my grandparents' house a lot, and my uncle had comics that he had saved up, and that he went off to the Air Force, and they just sat in a bin, and I started to read them, and I loved them.
Okay.
And it just grew from there.
Nice.
I would have to probably go with Captain America.
Okay.
He was one of the first ones that I ever read.
Right.
And I always loved him, mostly due to the patriotic feel of it.
Okay.
He's moved away from that quite a bit since.
A little
then.
bit, yeah.
Mostly recently, but I still like him, and I still have always loved the character. So. I would have to say Alan Moore.
Okay. And why?
I just always loved everything he's written.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a few things that, I wasn't too hip to.
Right.
But one of my favorite books of all time was his V for Vendetta.
Great. It's awesome.
Someone told me a long time ago to read it, and I disagreed with them. And they just literally gave me a copy. It was one of my fellow employees at the time.
Yeah.
And I went home and I started to read it, and I didn't stop until I finished it.
Did you like the movie?
The movie was well done.
Uh-huh.
They did change a few things that I didn't like.
Yeah.
But I understood why they did so.
Yeah.
Just due to the political nature of what they read, what was written in the book.
Right.
They would be a hard sell when the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, that has been one of the best movies I've seen for comic books. Favorite artist? That's a tough one. Probably George Perez.
Okay. George Perez.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is pretty good. I do like his stuff.
Probably something I've read recently. I might even have one up here. Yeah, I do.
My favorite X-Men character.
Why didn't you just say so? Name's Remy. Maybe I'm pleased to meet you. Time will tell.
That's not Dr. Evil.
Right.
One of my favorite movies as a kid.
This is where
Oh, turn back.
craziness comes.
Employees only. I'm getting the VIP treatment, guys.
This is all of our inventory for our back issues.
This is
We're
crazy.
currently shifting it, so there's a bunch of empty shelves that make it look weird. But this is what we started with an actual alphabetical numerical system.
Okay.
We'd have it separated by Marvel, DC, Independent, Dark Horse, Image, things like that. But over time, the more we kept adding and adding and adding and adding, we kept having to shift every single box around to make room for anything that we actually added.
Uh-huh.
That became a non-useful thing after a while.
I bet.
So what we did is we created a bin system. So every book we put on now is given a number. So each one of these numbers is this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be anything of the same book type or
right.
even in order, because they don't have to be.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what we started with then, and these are all numbered books.
You know what this is reminding of? That scene in X-Files where they had like all that locked up, just aisles and aisles of stuff that was classified.
Yeah.
It's exactly how I'm feeling.
But yeah, this is all just stuff that we've put on.
Oh wow,
and it's
man.
much easier to shift these because all we have to do is just move the boxes, consolidate them down, and just change the number on the outside.
Right.
Super easy.
This is nuts.
Then you come over here. Like I said, we've just consolidated all this because we've got so much we're putting on that we ran out of room. So we started with number 1. This is our current number system. They've added a few since this, but that's 3,800,000.
So it started all the way from 1 to
Yes.
almost 4 million.
Yes. And we'll hit 4 million before the end of the year.
Wow.
I will guarantee that.
You guys are going to have to get a bigger space soon.
Yes, we already need it.
Wow.
So these here are our bulk storage racks.
Yeah.
So when we have 10 of the same issue,
Yeah.
in the same grade, we put them into what we call 10 packs.
Mm-hmm.
Or as magazines go, 5 packs just because of their size. So these are, all these rows here, there's 100,000 books per each side. So that's 200,000 books
On each aisle.
each
column.
Each column, yes.
That's insane. So all this stuff is stuff you already have out on the floor.
Yes.
This is all strictly
just
extra.
extra bulk
Everything
storage.
back here.
Yes.
Wow.
All this is all just excess storage.
I'll tell you what, man. If I wasn't a trucker, I think I'd want to work here.
But yeah, I mean, just look at the amount of shelves that are back here.
Yeah, I mean, the sheer size of the place alone, just from the outside, like I kind of showed everybody, you really don't know until you get in here.
These are all shelving units just for the boxes for the statues.
Wow.
We have over 3,000 boxes for all the statues we have in the store.
And so these are all displayed out there, and
Yes.
you save the boxes.
There's a few of them that we might have extra, like a duplicate or something, but the majority of these are empty, just waiting for a box to be sold.
Okay.
Or a statue to be sold, I guess would be better.
Interesting.
And then this is all just excess stuff we have, like these are all posters.
Posters. Okay.
These are all action figures.
Action
And again,
figures.
this is all stuff we have on the floor.
That's so crazy.
This is all extra magazines and cards and things like that. This is a thing back here that a gentleman is dedicated to work at. We call it the wheel.
One guy works back here.
Yes. This is all uninventoried stuff on all these racks here. We have our trade and graphic novel area. We did a similar thing with this, with numbers.
Uh-huh.
And as you can see, where we're at in here is over 190,000 trade paperbacks that we did with the number system, because we did the regular alphanumerical before.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, just the amount of trades we have is ridiculous. At least over 300,000. And
So-
back there in the comic books, the website inventory is over 10 million.
Wow.
So yeah.
So guys, I think if you're looking for something that you haven't been able to find, it's probably safe to say that they may have it here.
We still run across out of stocks, or even, like I said, stuff that we just haven't had,
Uh-huh.
or we don't have anymore.
I mean, some stuff's just super out of print. I mean, there's really nothing you can do.
Even with the trades. I mean, some of this stuff probably hasn't been in print for decades.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, even then, people will come in and ask for a book or something, and I'm like, we're out. We don't have it.
So
Just because there's that much out there to
Yeah.
actually stock. I mean, we have the largest stock out of anybody, I will say that, but we can't have everything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. I don't think that would fit in this building.
Here we go, guys. Waifus never disappoint. Yowza. There he is.
Hamburger University with Ronald McDonald.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, Ronald.
Today's subject, the Hamburglar.
I don't think a lot of people know about this. I am a big Little Nemo fan. Started out as a comic strip in the early 1900s. These books are huge, by the way. But there was a movie that I grew up with as a kid. And Little Nemo in Slumberland. You gotta check it out.
Here it comes again!
See, look at this. Crazy. But always brings me back when I see this kind of stuff. Very, very cool. All right, so we are back in the truck, and all I can say is, wow. Mile High Comics was so surreal. It was pretty amazing. You guys saw how big it was. It was overwhelming a little bit in the beginning, but it was such a cool place. It really was. And David, such a nice guy. He actually gave me this t-shirt, Mile High Comics. Definitely go check it out. If you're one to travel, or if you end up being in Colorado, it is well worth the visit. And I'm sure they have something that you're looking for. Absolutely. So before we dive into what I got for myself, I do want to do something new with the channel, which is just do a mini review of something I had finished in between these videos. And I did mention this last video, but I did just finish Scalped Volume 1 Indian Country by Jason Aaron, and it was awesome. Dark, gritty. If you liked the show Sons of Anarchy, you'd probably like this. It was a little over the top. You know, it's sort of like The Preacher Run in that aspect. It's not for everyone, but it is really, really good. The writing is solid. So Dash Bad Horse is a Native American. He left his reservation a while back before this story started, and then he comes back to a reservation that is ran by a bad gentleman who controls almost every aspect. The police force, he's opening a casino, he's doing all these things behind the scenes, and a lot of the traditionalists within the reservation do not like him. There seems to be a little bit of unrest, but the reservation itself, it's poverty-stricken. I think the average annual income is like $3,000. 80% of the people are alcoholics. It's just not a good place to be at. And when he comes back, he kind of decides that he wants to make a change. So he is a bad MF. Once again, I'm trying not to curse on YouTube. But he uses nunchucks as his primary weapon. You don't see him use it in this, I don't think. But I'm definitely excited to see where this goes. It is a great story. Check it out if you think, you know, what I told you sounds kind of interesting. If you're unsure, I would still try and check it out and just see what you think. I'm sure it's on Comixology or something, and you can, you know, read one issue and just see if it's worth your time. All right, so now into what I got for myself. I did find something that I knew I wanted, but then I also asked David, is there anything you would recommend me? And what he said to me was, have you ever read Saga? And I said, no, but it's been on my list. And he interrupted me and said, you should, absolutely. I was a little worried that this was going to be a little hard to follow, or, just kind of cryptic. I'm not one for those kinds of books. I do need to admit, I gave up on Doom Patrol 3/4 of the way through. So I got 800 pages in out of like 1,300 pages, and I had enough. I had to put it down. I don't know if it's just Grant Morrison specifically or what, but I just couldn't do it. Now, for Saga, David explained to me that it's not like that at all. Like, you'll definitely be able to follow what's going on, and he said overall it's just great. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Saga, they were supposed to go on hiatus for like a year. That's what they told everybody. But it's been 2.5 years, and they finally returned back to the story. So I know a lot of people are hyped about it. I know that the series is kind of on fire right now, or it's about to be. But I flipped through this book, and there's some crazy stuff in here. I mean, the art is insane. The characters look like, nobody looks normal. Everybody has this weird, like, there's like a praying mantis looking lady, and there's, this guy, he has horns. Like, everybody kind of looks normal but doesn't, and it's graphic. And I mean, I'm sure it's violent graphic, but the stuff I noticed was sexual graphic. Like, I have never seen so much sexual stuff in a comic. So I'm excited to check this out, just even for the art alone. If the pages are just grabbing, and this is 1,300 pages, but it looks so good that just doesn't feel overwhelming at all. So I'm super, super excited to check this out. Okay, so the next book I got for myself was something that I knew I wanted. It is the Umbrella Academy You Look Like Death. This is the first Umbrella Academy spin-off series. I think it follows the character Klaus, which he is my favorite character. He happens to be my girlfriend's favorite character as well. The show was great. The book and the show are pretty similar. I would say there's a few differences here and there, but overall, it's good. It is really good. And I have the library editions of the first 3 volumes, so this is just to add to the collection. That's why I didn't bother looking it up or anything like that. I knew I wanted it. So, I mean, it's just so cool looking, and the art is really nice. Gerard Way, once again, my girlfriend is a huge My Chemical Romance fan, so this series was an easy way to get her into reading. She was never really a big fan. She didn't have any problems with it, and but she just never really, she didn't think it was her thing. But when she read The Fabulous Lives of the Killjoys, I think that's the title, she really liked it, and she enjoyed it. And then she started to branch off and read a little bit more. So not only am I excited about this, but I'm sure she is too. So if you haven't checked out Umbrella Academy, just watch like the first episode of the show, see what you think, and if it piques your interest, maybe go a couple episodes in, to be honest. But if it piques your interest, you may enjoy reading this. Alright guys, so I only got 2 books for myself. The final book that I'm about to show you guys is actually part of the giveaway. So the last question I did ask David is, what is your favorite book in the store right now?
Did you hear what Eddie Gein had done?
Ed Gein?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is done by a true crime author, and Eric Powell, who does The Goon.
Oh, The Goon.
Yeah. So
okay.
This is a very good book. So
if you guys aren't familiar with Eddie Gein, he is a serial killer that the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre was based off of. The whole wearing people's skin and stuff like that is true. It's real. And it does have some of that in here. I was flipping through it. The art is black and white, but the art is fantastic. For not having any colors, the shading and everything, it almost feels like there is colors. And I asked him, is this like an autobiography or what? And he said, no, but it kind of just tells the story of the events leading to what happened, and then a little bit of what happened as well. It does seem a little wordy, not too much, but sometimes it does seem very dialogue heavy. I don't know much about it other than that. So if you want to be eligible for this giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed, comment, and like the video. And be sure to hit that bell notification button so that you will not miss out on any future videos or potential giveaways. So if there's anything that you saw in the store that you've been trying to get a hold of, or if you had a hard time finding something, I feel like 9 times out of 10 they're going to have it. So I will leave everything in the description below as far as their website, email, Facebook, whatever, and you can reach out to them and hopefully they can send it your way. Not only that, but I'm sure if you really liked the place, or if you had any criticisms, good or bad, I'm sure they're open to that. So go ahead and reach out. Let them know I sent you. And with that being said, it is time for me to hit the road. I am off to a mountain reservation to drop off a container of goods, and then I'm heading to Salt Lake City to drop off the empty container. After that, I think I'm picking up somewhere in Salt Lake City, and I'm headed to Nebraska. So we'll see where the next video takes us. In the meantime, take care, and I will catch you on the next one. Over and out.